Hi, good morning and happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday. I am just, don't mind my bowl of cereal. I had that a little bit ago and I needed to bring it back into the kitchen and I have not. I am just at my desk getting some work done, waiting for my son to wake up. Today's one of those days that has been absolutely glorious because he has gifted me with an extremely late wake up. So I will have been able to complete all of like my day job work before he even wakes up. So that's awesome. It doesn't always happen. I try to make it always happen. If you don't know, I have like an actual job that I give part-time hours to, but it's asynchronous. They don't really care when I get the work done as long as it's getting done. And yes, I live in North Carolina, so this is what my voice sounds like because the pollen has exploded outside and it has somehow just collected into my chest and given me this really delightful raspy voice that I feel like Phoebe Buffay would be very, very jealous of. Anyway, it is like 8:45. So if you have a toddler that doesn't sleep in, please don't hate me. For what it's worth, we put him down later. We chose not to do daylight savings time, which you might be thinking like, Joey, how do you not do daylight savings? We change the clocks. Like we don't live in our own little like universe. We do change the clocks. We just don't change his schedule. And we haven't in the last, I don't know, like 2 years. We've been lucky in that case because something that I find to be really difficult that we've been dealing with is not being able to have consistent childcare because of his sensory issues. It's a whole thing. If you want me to get into that at some point, I can. But I am his full-time caregiver. And so because of that, we're not on like a regimented, we're not on a schedule set by somebody else. The schedule that we have in our home, the routine that we have in our home is what we have indicated. And so we just move everything by an hour, which is great in the summertime because instead of going into the bath at 7 o'clock, he goes into the bath at 8 o'clock, which means like dinner's a little bit later, all that kind of great stuff. So as it's staying later, why did I struggle with that sentence so much? Oh, I have a visitor. And please, again, the haircut. I know it's bad. He doesn't care, but the internet cares and I get it. I get it. It looks like I'm torturing my cat. I'm not, I promise. Anyway, I'm working. I figured I would bring you along. I've missed vlogging. I don't know why I stopped vlogging, but I'm back and I hope that's okay with you. What is it? Do you want some blueberries? No blueberries? Do you know what you're asking for? I know. French toast? Yeah. Okay. We'll get to go see Annie. 2, 3! Yeah. Ready? Set. Yeah! Oh, noses? Can we do noses when I'm wearing a hat? We just got back. We went over to Wake Forest and went for a walk with my sister and then we stopped and saw my mom for a little bit. I just got weighed down and I don't think he's fully asleep yet. I am starving. All I ate this morning was that bowl of cereal that you guys saw at like 5 o'clock and then a power bar on the way for our walk. And now I'm very hungry, but I'm also equally exhausted because I, for some reason, woke up at 3:33 this morning and could not fall back to sleep. So I think I'm gonna make like a really quick random lunch
and then maybe try to take a nap. That is so unlike me. It is so unlike me to take a nap in the middle of the day, but I'm still a little bit under the weather. I woke up in the middle of the night, could not fall back to sleep. I need some sleep. So let's make some lunch, and I'll try to get some work done while I'm eating lunch. Thankfully, I have my work for my day job done. Now shifts into like writing and content stuff, but I do still have a lot to do for that. That's okay. It's okay. We'll get it all done. There we go. Shout out to Old School Leanne Says for the lunch idea. If you know, you know. Let's go eat this in bed.
Okay, so things took a turn. I think the last you guys saw, I was making myself some lunch and I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna lay down for a little bit. It is 2 days later. I woke up from that nap with a very high fever and was so sick for the last 2 days. I think my fever broke in the middle of the night last night. I am feeling a little bit better. I'm still a bit congested, but I got up. I've oiled my hair, which I'll discuss at another time, so that I can actually wash my hair. And I have my coffee, which is right there. My nightstand is a disaster. My bed is a disaster. My husband is sleeping on the couch because I've been so sick. But I do believe that I have re-entered the land of the living. So I guess we'll just pick back up today and see where things get to. Definitely did not expect that, but yeah, that's what's been going on. It was the world's longest nap. That's what you saw, except it wasn't, because I'm a mom and my husband is a gem and tried to be home as much as he possibly could. But I woke up from that nap and I was like, we don't really do screen time anymore. I'll talk about that another time too. But when my kid got up, I was like, let's watch Bluey in bed. And we watched Bluey in bed for a little while, and then I let him go play outside, and I just like tried to sit there and like make sure he didn't kill himself. And then the next day, I went to bed at like 6 that night and thought for sure I'd wake up feeling much better, and I didn't. And so I kept Wade with me until like nap time, and then at nap time I went and laid down. Nap time for us is 2 o'clock, and then before nap time ended, my husband was able to get home, and he just hung out with Wade all last night, and so I was able to like lay in bed most of last night. So I do feel much better now, but good grief. Let's carry on. We are blessed with yet another morning where my kid is really sleeping in, which is great because I am gonna get a little bit more of, that is not the right cord, a little bit more of my work done, which would actually put me in a place where all of my day job work is done before he wakes up, which is awesome. If you hear that noise in the background, my cat is having a hissy fit for whatever reason, but I am gonna try to get some more work done. If you guys have any tips for like how to unclog ears after being sick, I will take all of the tips, all of the recommendations, because this feels awful. I don't like it. Here's the kitty. All right. Okay, so I am having a bit of a snack lunch, which lately has been something that I've really been enjoying. I use the Laughing Cow cheeses, a Fuji apple, pepperoni, which is turkey pepperoni, and then just some pita chips. And I've really been enjoying that snack lunch. However, I'm curious if this has happened to anybody else. So when I had COVID, it was like over 2 years ago now, I lost my taste and smell. And it came back like a month and a half after I had recovered. Maybe it wasn't that long. Maybe it was like a month after I recovered. And now anytime I get any type of upper respiratory congestion, like especially when there's like swelling in my nasal cavity, I lose my taste and smell. And so even though my COVID test was negative, I lost my taste and smell yesterday, and it is not back. At least I don't think it is. I've been like sniffing. This is horrible. Like I have this like jar of peppermint oil that I just like keep carrying around the house to sniff to see if it's back, but No, it's not back. I don't have any smell and taste. So as much as I really enjoy this lunch, it's basically gonna be useless because I can't taste it. But I do need to eat something because I haven't had an appetite at all, which is super unfortunate because I really haven't eaten much in the last couple of days and I desperately need to eat something. And I am actually using this opportunity. My son just went down for his nap. Where did that go? I just saved an image, but where did it save to? I use a Mac for my entire life. Like, I use a Mac computer for everything I've ever used. And when I started working in the college in 2020, they were all PCs, and having to relearn how to use a PC was embarrassingly difficult for me, which is ridiculous. I could go into a whole thing about how horrible it was for me to try to relearn how to use a PC. And then when I left the college, I started working for the tech company, and that was Mac, which is great. But now that I'm back working, so if you don't know, I do still have a day job on top of the other things that I'm doing. I've mentioned that before in this video, I think even. And what I do is I work with like a consortium that collaborates between 6 Raleigh colleges, and that uses a PC. But I do like media and yeah, I guess like media. I do media for them. And so that is what I am working on, and I'm gonna use this opportunity to actually get some extra work done, because the other cool thing about this job is I have like hours that I work every week, and it doesn't really matter how or when the hours get done, which is something I'm so grateful for, especially in this season with my toddler. And if I stack my hours accordingly, typically by like Friday, I either can have the entire day off on Friday, or I work very few hours on Fridays because I get hours locked in. Like, I can front load my hours. This is not interesting to you. I'm sorry. But anyway, I'm gonna eat my snack lunch that I won't be able to taste and get some more work done. Oh my gosh, having been sick the last few days, my house is in absolute shambles. Ugh, you ever have that, like, where you just don't even know where to start? I don't know where to start. I also have not made food, like dinner, in several days. So I think what I'm gonna do first is set the Instant Pot with dinner for tonight. That way that's already like done and out of the way. And then I'm gonna do the dishwasher, clean the kitchen, and just kind of move on from there. Let's get dinner made. I am making if you've been around for 5 minutes, you've heard of Mississippi pot roast. I became obsessed. I used to make it like literally once a week, but it made so much food that I just couldn't ever get a handle on the leftovers, and then I stopped making it because I felt bad that I had like all this excess food that was getting tossed. Then I saw on Pinterest Mississippi meatballs. Oh yes, you heard that correctly. So I grabbed the like original meatballs. Let me grab them, hold on. These little suckers from Aldi. They were pretty inexpensive. I mean, as inexpensive as any grocery can be at the moment, because I used to be able to do like a week's worth of grocery shopping at Aldi for like 60 bucks. That doesn't happen anymore. But it needs to be the original, not the Italian meatballs. You want the original meatballs. And then you do all the same things that you would do for a Mississippi roast, but with meatballs instead. And the cool thing about this is Wade is obsessed with meatballs, so he will also eat it, and I really like it. I serve it over instant mashed potatoes because I'm in my lazy era at the moment with cooking because I just can't be bothered. I love to cook, but I cannot be bothered with anything that's gonna take like a shit ton of time right now. I have to like give myself grace in that department, at least for the next few years. And I use green beans, canned green beans as a side, and it is so delicious. I made them for the first time a couple weeks ago, and I've been craving them ever since. So I'm gonna make those and get started on the kitchen. Let's do it.
So I realize this probably doesn't actually look delicious, but I promise you it actually tastes delicious. And we're all gonna go sit down and eat dinner. The hubs and the kid are already at the table. And I'm actually gonna end this video here because it has taken me way longer than expected to actually record this video since we were totally derailed with the getting sick in the middle of it. This, I'm sure, smells delicious. I can't tell you that for certain because I can't smell it and I won't be able to taste it, but that is okay. It's still a yummy dinner and I'm excited about it. Anyway, I will see you guys again next week in another vlog. Bye!